Now you should remember in yesterday's video I started to put some CA thin on this blank and it was running down the sides here. Then I thought, hey, why not do it the same way as if it was a pen blank? Just have it spinning. I will have to be careful though not to get it in here and glue the rubber to the acrylic. It may not come off too easy. And we're going to turn about 250 RPM. Now you should remember yesterday what I did was I used 150. Well, this is 220. So I'm just going to use 220, then I'm going to go 400, 600, 800, maybe 1,000. Anyway, we'll see what we've got after all of this. In the meantime, if I can get the camera out of the way here, I can probably do a better job. Well, maybe we'll do this one. It's going to get noisy. Plug your ears. Well, that's up to and including 800 grit. I think that the buffing system is going to bring that grain out really, really nice. And also polish the acrylic to a real high gloss. Now that's my opinion, and I could be wrong.
It is Saturday morning, and I live in a side-by-side, and I don't want to be making any more racket than I absolutely have to. My neighbors might be trying to sleep in, who knows. Anyway, these little pieces probably would not have hurt the impeller on the dust collector, but they sure would have made a noise. Now I realize I could have rigged up a zero-tolerance fence here, and I would have had the same effect, but this was more fun.
So where do I start here? I cut this for a reason, and that's to show you that I'm probably going to make another one someday. I'll probably use this shorter tube. And I was wondering, why is it I was having such a hard time getting my holes to drill straight? And then I came to the conclusion it's because I sort of did this backwards. Now I knew I was doing it backwards. I knew that the first thing that I should have done was, drill the hole right through here to start with, and then turned everything at the same axis as that hole. I'm sure it makes sense. Anyway, I didn't. So now I've got to make the best of it. And the reason I didn't is because, let's say I had drilled the hole. The Alumilite would have filled the hole up as soon as I put it in the tube here, and I would have had to have drilled it out again, and probably not at the same angle. It would not have gone well, I'm pretty sure. So that's why I didn't drill the hole first, because I was afraid I was going to just fill it full of Alumilite. In fact, it would have. But you might remember when I pulled the nail out how easy it came because I had greased the surface with mold release. Well, that was easy. I could have probably pulled that out with my fingers. Well, why couldn't I, drill the surface of something, or rather, coat the surface something like this with mold release, and then insert it in the hole, and then afterwards, I should be able to press it out. Speaking of presses, one of the viewers said something like this. He said, when I was watching you trying to get the piece out of here, I don't suppose I'd be so lucky that it would just push out. I was thinking about a pen press, a giant pen press. Well, I wasn't thinking of a giant pen press. I was thinking of a hydraulic shop press, which I don't have yet. Anyway, I don't think I'll get one either. But I was looking in my metal room, and I could probably make up some sort of a giant pen press type thing that would actually work pretty good in something like this, and it was just with scraps I got laying in there. But that's another story. Anyway, next time I do this, I'm going to drill the hole first, and then I'm going to put in a rod that's well coated with the mold release. I'm starting to repeat myself here. I think you get the idea. Now, I know that you probably already noticed that I did get the rubber inner tube CA glued onto here, but that's okay. This is going to come off. But I'm at the place now where I have to decide how long is the head going to be, or the knob that you turn. And my original thinking was I'll probably cut it about here. But that means that it's not going to line up properly. You'll never get it lined up exactly right, so that these, you know what I'm talking about. So I'm thinking now, why don't I just take my parting tool and just go just underneath the edge there and go in about, to turn the tenon. Yeah. I think that should work. Then the part that I turn will be the blue top. And I'll just have to be careful not to round it over too much, or it's going to be hard to hold on to. It'll be, pretty much shaped the way it is, and just slightly round it over here. At least that's the plan. That's pretty close. Now I'm thinking that a good time to round this over is probably while it's all still hooked together here. Now I don't want to go in too deep, just enough to make it round on the edge there, like a quarter round, that sort of thing. And then I can always polish the top later. And sandpaper probably will do the edges here. Get rid of the sharp edges here and here. Now, while it is true, I have sometimes cut the tenon using this little saw, I've never tried this idea of having the tool rest in case the saw was to grab, because I wouldn't be able to hold it back fast enough with my hand. So this is something new there. I'm just trying. I don't recommend it, and I highly recommend that you don't do some of these crazy things that I do. Okay, I think I'll do the rest the right way. Oh, by the way, I think I've mentioned this before, but this monkey pod wood, it's a lot like mahogany. It cuts like mahogany, sands like mahogany. Maybe if I back this off a little bit. Should have done that in the first place. There we go. Okay. Well, there's the tenon I was talking about. Well, I'm going to have to readjust here. Now it'll make it. Now this really shouldn't have too far to go here to meet up with the other one that I drilled in from the other direction. The only problem is the one that I drilled in from the other direction has started to wobble, so I don't know how far out it's going to be. So it might take a while for this one here to sort of find the, well, we'll soon know, because this will start to wobble pretty noticeably, I would think. Well, let's give it a whirl, see what happens. we should be almost through here. Nope, not yet. Okay, that was it. I don't know if you heard it, but there was a definite difference in the sound, and the pressure to get it through was pretty near nil, so we're through. Not very much friction there. Oh yeah, that's better. Okay, so we'll get this smoothed up now. Sand these sharp edges down and get rid of this black here and get it ready for buffing. Yeah, but that's going to have to be tomorrow. Starting to run out of time here.